Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Shambhu and today we are going to talk about Network Configuration Protocol or Netconf. When I was trying to study and read about Netconf, what I missed is I browsed through YouTube, I browsed through many external websites and all, but there are very few websites which clearly tells you about a particular tool which you should be using or you can use to understand this particular protocol better. What I have found is that many people have explained it pretty well, which cleared my basics, but still when I wanted to know more about it and I wanted to see that how this protocol exactly works, then I was really missing a very feature rich tool, and this is what I'm going to talk about today. So this tool is called Advanced Netconf Explorer or ANX. With this tool, you can connect to Cisco IOS-XR router and you can try to explore telemetry, you can try to explore netconf, etc. And it is very handy when you try to understand and study about any protocol like netconf or telemetry, etc. So let's get started. This is the GitHub link. I'll put this link in the description also. What we see here is there are different files and codes given here, and it also gives a little short description about the this particular tool, and it also tells you how to set up this tool or configure this tool on your laptop or server anywhere. So let's get started. Before trying to install this tool on your laptop, what you need to have is Docker. Going to use Docker, then you can use Java, JDK, and Maven. So the method is given here. I'm going to use the Docker, which I found very simple to use. So I already have Docker Desktop installed. You might be installing it on Ubuntu desktop or any other Linux machine. Then in that case, you need to have Docker daemon install on your Ubuntu machine, and that should be all. Once that is done, I would also encourage you to install Docker Compose because that gives a single command installation method. So what I'm going to do is I have Docker Compose installed on my laptop, so I'm going to do just a single command installation. First of all, I need to clone this directory on my desktop. So let me open my terminal. This is my terminal. I have already created one directory, which is ANX directory, Advanced Netconf Explorer directory. I'm going to clone that, just this whole Git directory to my desktop. Let me just copy it. This small button, it actually copies the whole link here. So I'm going to git clone. Sorry for the typo. I'm going to git clone this directory. Alright, so it is cloning right now. It is done. If I do ls, it has created another directory inside ANX. And if I browse into the directory cd nx, I should be able to see all the files. Alright, so all the Docker file, Docker Compose, YAML file, etc. Everything is here. So now what I need to do, since I already have Docker installed on my laptop, I'll just show you the Docker version. So this is the Docker version that I'm running, and if you see Docker PS, I don't have any of the Docker image running as of now. What I'm going to do, I'm going to create a Docker image and going to run it for the sake of ANX. So let me do Docker, let me browse to the command, Docker -compose, compose up -d. Let's see how much time does it take. Alright, it has done. It has created one Docker image here. Now if I do Docker ps, it has also started. So right now my ANX application is running. and it is listening on this particular port, and I should be using local host. And you have seen that just a single command I have used to bring it up. So this setup is very simple. You just need to know a little bit Docker for this. Now if I go to web browser and do localhost colon 9269, I should be able to log into this particular application. So let's see. Right, I think I have already tried to access it earlier. Okay, so this is the web UI interface that you get. Now here you need to put the IP address of the router with which you want to connect, and the username and password which is configured on the router. So I'll just quickly show you the router as well, what we need to have configured on the device to just support it for netconf, etc. So I'll SSH to my router. Show platform. You see this is iOS-XR v9000 device. It is running on a host which is nothing but my laptop itself. I have installed this VM Fusion, and inside VM Fusion I have installed my router because what I found is it becomes very easy when you have everything on your laptop. Definitely this slows down your laptop sometimes, but in case of if you remain within some memory limit, it still works very good. So this is my router. Let me show you configuration. This is the configuration that you need to have on your router to enable netconf on it. And apart from that, you also need to allow it under the control plane. So that is very important in XR devices because all the incoming connections are blocked by default for the control plane. So once this is done, you can check the IP addresses on this router. This is the IP address which I'm going to use to connect to the router, and username, password, I have it configured. Let me just type in there. For first few times, what I've seen is it tells you that fails to retrieve a schema. Just try to connect it again. It does. And now it is downloading all the Yang models from the router. It should take few minutes. I'll pause this recording, and once it is done, I'll start the recording again. Alright, so it has loaded all the contents from the router. Basically, these are the contents which were getting loaded from the router. So for this, you need a little memory on the device. That is why if you go to the GitHub link, it tells you that you should have at least 2-3 GB RAM available on your laptop on which you are installing it. So this is a little memory intensive. So this is all I wanted to discuss in this video. I have part 2 coming in where we'll discuss about features like telemetry, netconf, etc. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day ahead.